So Pinky's contract with RTM seems to have expired. And we all know that Young Spray just brought Pinky onto the show just to embarrass him. And then, just to get rid of him like he was just nothing. And I think Rafool was literally a whole plan that Young Spray had set up just to be the nail in the coffin and just to embarrass Pinky for one last time.
Oh,
Guys,
wait.
bloody lying, bloody
That
capping
you don't
for
even
the
care about. It's just on you.
Spray.
Oh,
Take
but I
this
don't
guy
know
off the
why,
show,
man.
man.
He's gone, he's gone.
Don't be having
Me too,
people that
let me
cap
too
on this
flip,
show.
because I'm
It's not-
ugly.
Because I actually respect your
He's gone that
craft.
way.
He's gone.
I respect this
I'll get rid
podcast.
of him.
When you have people that cap like this,
Get rid of him.
it's not good for the show.
Him and Chronic. I'm getting
It
rid
takes
of
away
both
from
of
your
them.
Oh my
integrity.
God,
And
listen.
Annie.
Yeah.
Chronic is cool. It's understandable.
All of them are mental.
Wait, people
That
like
whole
Pinky,
sofa's mad. That whole sofa's mad.
that's taxi business.
That whole
That's
sofa's
taxi
mad.
bikes.
That whole sofa's
Who the
mad.
fuck brags about bikes?
The whole sofa's mad.
Uber pedals. Uber pedals is
That's
mad.
taxi scooters.
I need tune about that whole.
So we need to talk about this Pinky situation. Now, the clip I just showed you before was Rafool basically telling Young Spray that he should take Pinky off of the show because, he's just a constant liar. And Young Spray seems to have followed this advice, or they seem to have, had cross wires, got into a bit of feud. And we know that this has basically been boiling over the edge. And someone was going to pop, whether that had been Pinky, whether that had been Young Spray. Now, we don't know the exact situation or the exact circumstances of how this has actually transpired and how this has happened, but Young Spray has seemed to just mention Pinky a little bit and said that he needs a break from the show. Now, this must be due to the fact that he's constantly been irritated, been bullied by the cast members, especially Chronic and Spray, who just can't seem to give the guy a break. It just seems every show, whatever guest comes on, they need to make Pinky know that he is the lowest person in the room. And Pinky seems to, I don't know, try to jump out of his pram sometimes. And I think that's really started to annoy Young Spray and definitely Chronic, because Chronic really can't stand Pinky due to the fact that he's got this weird relationship with Trillery. So it just seems that, we're just at the end of maybe Pinky's RTM career and he might just become a TikTok fanatic. You never know though, he might start his own podcast, which, like I said, I believe that Kelso and him could do great. But you never know, that Kelso might decide he just wants to go into the RTM show and take his position. So we'll see what updates come up. But I'm just going to play the clip for you where Young Spray seems to just about mention the fact that Pinky was, has lost his contract with RTM or, is on a break from RTM for the foreseeable future.
You lot get used to this. I'm just going to be starting. And then whoever
lands on time lands.
Yeah, Chronic's going mad anyway. Chronic's at community service.
Oh.
Big age. Ming the Merciless. He's doing that community service, but he says he's going to pull up straight
So
after.
he's getting the hours done.
Yeah, he's pulling up straight after community service. And obviously, Pinky will probably be here on time by now, but
Thought Pinky was out of here, man. I didn't see him on the last episode.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's having a break, innit? No, but you guys, he's having a break. He's a break.
Yo, Rafool, man.
Rafool is going mad, innit? So
So now Young Spray is sitting there grinning, smiling, laughing about the fact that Pinky might have taken a break and he might be off the show. And when it's mentioned about Rafool, Young Spray, just seems to lightly brush it off like nothing happened. Like Pinky didn't get basically bullied the whole entire show. And Pinky really should have just, closed his mouth and just accepted the fact that Rafool is a troll and he might try to use anything that he says against him. So, it just wasn't really a smart idea to get into this battle and get annoyed. And Pinky's legs were shaking and he was annoyed throughout the whole thing. Like, Rafool really had one over on Pinky and Pinky was really upset and really angry about the fact that not Chronic, not Young Spray, none of them, except for Annalise, which we're now at this point of believing that they might actually possibly be in a relationship together, came to back him. And now it seems that after the show, there might have been something that happened that basically, made Young Spray just put Pinky to the side for a minute because Pinky's been getting too big for his boots. In the next clip, I'll show you where it was a conversation prior to the Rafool incident. And it was basically Pinky trying to make it look like he wasn't really, getting clout from the RTM show. And Young Spray didn't seem to be too pleased about the fact that he was trying to say this.
Let's have something else, right? Let's have something else, right? I already have 5,000 followers before coming on RTM, and I only just started posting RTM content the other day.
he didn't.
Let's also, I only started posting RTM content the other day.
He didn't. Get what I'm saying? No, he didn't. Yeah, the one.
No.
He didn't.
Something
fabricated.
the other-
Okay.
Fabricated.
Okay.
Fabricated.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, they're all there for Pinky Notes. Don't worry, Pinky. You don't need to prove nothing. They're there for Pinky Notes. They're all there for
I'm
you,
not saying
Pinky.
it all. I'm not
Nothing
saying
to
it
do
all
with
there.
RTM, Pinky.
No, there's bare
Nothing,
RTM
nothing to
questions
do
on
with
there.
RTM.
No,
It's all for
no, it
Pinky.
is.
It's
But
all
I'm
for
just
Pinky
telling you.
Notes. All for your music. It's all for your music, mate.
Wow, out now in all digital platforms.
It's all for your music, mate. That's why they're there, mate. That's why they're there, mate. That's why Annie was in there, because she knows you from your music, mate. That's why Tyra's in there, because Tyra knows you from your music, mate. That's why they're all in there, mate, because they know you from your music, mate.
Oh, big up Trina. Trina pulled up.
Trina as well, she knows you from your music, mate.
Yeah.
They know you from RTM, mate.
Pinky, you got a bone.
All of them know you from RTM,
You
mate.
got a bone out.
No, you got a bone out.
You have to bone out.
Bruv, I
You
don't.
don't understand what I'm saying?
Nah.
You got a bone out. And
No,
you got a
I
bone
ain't
out.
got a bone out.
You have to
I ain't got a bone out.
I promise you.
Play with you.
I promise you.
He's playing with you.
Where have I got?
I promise you got a bone out.
Hey.
You got a bone out. You got a bone out. I'm boning out. I'm boning out. I'm boning out. You got a bone out.
Bro,
Bone out,
bro,
Hold
bro,
your.
It's all that, man.
bro.
You got. Are you mad?
Listen.
Bone out.
Listen, this is what
man.
you understand.
This is how I go. This is trauma. 'Cause I'm from Northumberland. The man not gonna be in your ear like, don't have it. Don't have it. You gotta prove it. By the next episode, man, not gotta be on something. You done Pinky's things loud.
You can.
If you don't do it, I'm looking at you different.
I'm gonna come here and air it there.
By the
I'm gonna
next
come here and air
episode.
it.
He done do.
Yeah.
He's saying it's your
But that's-
thing, his thing.
Yeah.
Just don't have it.
That's how the song goes.
No, I hear that. I know that. But if
Yeah.
you're saying it's your thing,
Yeah.
if you are who you think
You're
you
saying,
are,
you're saying you're there for your thing. You gotta go sick on
you
them.
gotta go sick. You gotta bone out.
Make them know.
When I'm saying you gotta bone out, not on him. You gotta bone out and make that it's your thing.
Yeah, of course it's my
Like,
team.
make them
He
know.
knows that.
Like anyone from RTM in there, fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If there's anyone
That's
from
what you're saying.
RTM in this room,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Oh, but this is where he's going mad. Yeah, I'm not saying that RTM's not giving me traction on TikTok.
No,
I'm saying
fam.
don't act like it's the only
No,
reason why
fam, your
people are on my
TikTok was
TikTok.
going before RTM. It
That-
was
don't
popping.
act like-
It was popping.
Bro,
It was popping. I saw it. It was
I got
popping.
videos. I got videos on
I saw it.
100,000
It was
views on my
popping.
TikTok before RTM, bro.
I saw it. It's
Like,
popping.
I'm not saying it was popping.
no,
I didn't
it
even
was.
go live before
That's what I'm
RTM.
saying.
I didn't
Exactly.
go-
Now, as you can see, Pinky and Young Spray seem to have this little thing. Pinky seems to think that RTM, while it has played a bit in his career, his TikTok was popping before then. Like, his TikTok was on 5,000 followers. RTM has basically been, a small career change, but he was always going to get to the levels that he was going to get to as far as he was concerned. And Young Spray is really not hearing any of that. He's not trying to hear that RTM hasn't boosted his profile, which it definitely has, because I'll be honest, I didn't know who Pinky Notes was before the RTM show, but now I do, because he's just been embarrassed totally by the RTM cast members all the time, regardless if that may be a guest or that may be just Young Spray or Chronic. It's any of them. And some people might go there and just stay still, but if you're going to target anyone, you're going to target the easiest person in the room, and that always is Pinky. So this incident happened, and everything was cool, but it seems like Young Spray has been on a path to just embarrass Pinky for the last few moments, just to make it as awkward as anything and show that he really doesn't support or care for Pinky, and he's only there because he's just cheap labor, cheap work. I'm not sure how much they get paid or if they even get paid, and I feel like it's there for clout reasons. But Pinky's clearly had enough. Rafool has got himself over on Pinky, and Pinky is really annoyed. And yeah, I could say a why for that, but it just seems like he really has done a number on him. And when you watch the next clip, you're going to think to yourself, why did Pinky even get involved? Because Pinky tries to start off this conversation in a way where he wants to slowly diss Rafool. And he's dissing Rafool for wearing stuff, that isn't authentic. And this just leads him down a path that, could have been avoidable had he just stayed on topic and just asked normal questions, rather than trying to be a funny man or trying to, haggle Rafool, because it just didn't work out as it should have.
I'm sorry to break this to you, yeah, but they ain't it. You get what I'm saying to you, yeah? Because I know that, because I've got those, and those ain't it. So either your personal shopper lied to you, or the website lied to you, or somebody's lying. But they're just as much as yours as your watches of Rolex.
My watch,
And that top's a Da Vinci.
My watch
And
is-
none of them are neither.
my watch is not supposed to be a Rolex.
I've just explained to you that the strap that
I'm
is,
saying this is not supposed to be a Rolex.
I know, but the strap that it is is a
What,
Rolex
what do you
strap.
mean you know? Because you kind of insinuated that it's like it's supposed to be a Rolex, but it's not supposed to be a Rolex. It's not. It's not a Rolex.
It is
It's not supposed
because
to
of
be
the
a Rolex.
strap.
Hmm.
If the strap
Like, if
looks like a
someone sees it
Rolex
from
strap,
far,
if the strap looks like a Rolex strap, that means that that watch is trying to
if someone
imitate
sees
a
it from
Rolex.
far,
Now, as you can see, Pinky is very frustrated from the fact that Rafool has come onto the RTM show in his own designer clothes, which are unauthentic. And Pinky is annoyed at this. So he leads him up to basically say to him, your stuff is fake. And Rafool knows that his stuff is fake. And then Pinky decides to add in the extra hit by saying that the watch he's wearing is basically a Rolex. It's a fake Rolex, and that's all due to the fact looking similar to a Rolex. But Pinky clearly doesn't know watches and the fact that, you know, some straps do look the same. Now, we all know how Pinky goes on. He just can't take a guest coming onto the show and embarrassing him or being rude to him. He just won't have it. If it's Young Spray or Chronic, he's definitely not going to say anything. But anyone else, he's really got smoke for. And this is a problem when it comes to Rafool, because Rafool isn't somebody who goes down easy. He's a troll and he knows what to say to annoy people and, you know, to trigger people. That's what he does. And this isn't something that Pinky's really good at, because Pinky is always being triggered and doesn't know what to really say. And he has to always resort to the fact that he's a gangster and he has done stuff, rather than having any words or just knowing when to be quiet and not, you know, carry on when you're just going to lose the argument. Bro, you lost this argument and you was never going to win it, because Rafool is good at what he does. And this causes Pinky to just start getting really annoying and start to tell everybody about how much he's a gangster and, you know, how much stuff he's done in this life and how known he is, even though majority of people probably had no idea who Pinky Notes was until he come onto the RTM show.
But what?
Would you say that what
buying
you wear
fake arms
reflects
and telling them I'm wearing fake arms
your financial status?
just to prove a point that
No,
I'm a maniac.
I wouldn't
blood.
say that, because there's a lot
You know
of
what I'm trying
people
to say?
that's drippy as
That's what
fuck
I'm
out
saying.
here and that's
And
broke.
just start
That's not what
moving
I'm
mad.
saying.
So what
I'm
are you
not
saying?
I don't
Why did he
But they
feel
cost
the need
more
to
than my
address what I'm
Zara,
wearing?
is what I'm
I'm
saying.
gonna
Yeah.
explain it to you, yeah?
cost
Yeah,
more than
because
buy
you
my
might have
Zara.
not been aware, yeah, that what it is not what it's supposed to be, or you might have been aware and think that that's cool, and we don't. I don't. Let you leave and think, why was my man wearing fake Dior and a fake Rollie and a fake Givenchy t-shirt? I'm gonna say it
What
when
do
you're
you do
here.
what do you do for a living?
What?
What do you do for a living?
Well, one of the things I do for a living is be on a podcast. You see me here right now, no?
Apart from being on the podcast, what the fuck do you do with your life?
Okay. So
It's a simple.
So if you remember, like the clip I just played to you guys prior, you would hear that Pinky says that RTM isn't the biggest thing and wasn't the thing that made him pop in. But yet when Rafool asks him what he does, the first thing he can mention is that he's on the RTM show, which is quite interesting when he acts as if, say, RTM isn't his bread and butter and the reason why he's got clout. And you know, Rafool isn't really trying to hear any of that. He's trying to hear exactly what other stuff you do outside of the studio, because as far as he's concerned, all you do is chill on a podcast. Now, this sends Pinky into rage. Eventually, he gets annoyed about this fact. And that's when he starts telling Rafool how much of a gangster he is and what sort of stuff he's done in this life, because clearly words is just too much. And that's what I'm trying to say. Pinky has been triggered. He's been triggered into meltdown and nobody is backing him. Even his girl, Annalise, is, you know, just laughing at the fact that Rafool has asked him this question in such a, you know, funny way. That's all the way I can say it. He just was funny. And, you know, Pinky can't take being laughed at unless it's Chronic and Young Spray. They are the only gangsters who can actually talk to Pinky. Everybody else has done far less than Pinky, because we all know that Pinky, Young Spray and Chronic are the top gangsters in London.
bro, just don't talk about what you don't know, because you're talking about stuff you know my life.
okay.
I've really been out here.
Have you talk about
real life? Yeah.
Have you
Pinky
never
knows.
met my baby.
Pinky
Talking
knows
about it
me.
today.
Son.
Talk about
It's
it.
not like Rafool.
Are you done? Pinky, are you done? You're shaking your
done?
legs like
But
you're
just
angry.
don't start chatting shit. Annie,
Stay out of it,
listen,
stay out of it,
listen,
stay out of it.
I'm gonna kill him in 2 seconds. Yeah,
Annalisa, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
You see when people
yeah.
chat shit?
Wait,
It's one on one,
let me
one
say
on
why.
one.
Let me
You
say
see
why.
when
Go
people
on.
chat shit on, yeah, you can catch them out so easy.
Pinky,
a minute ago,
Pinky.
this
Yeah.
dickhead just looked in there and said, "Oh,
Chill out,
I've
chill
heard,
out.
I've
Yeah,
heard
he's
of the
dead
show,
relaxed.
but it's only
Relax,
lately,
Granny's
it's only
dead.
lately
Right.
that the
Dead
show's
man,
blown
dead
up.
relaxed.
I've been on the show for almost a year, so if you're saying it's only lately that
Yeah.
show's blown
Like,
up,
one
that means
season.
you've seen it.
I don't
don't
give
you?
a fuck.
That means
I
you've
don't
definitely
watch-
seen
I
it.
don't
So when
watch
you're
the show.
asking me who am I, and
I don't watch the show.
allow it.
Say that.
I don't
Allow
watch the
it.
show.
You
Even
said
if you
you
don't watch
did.
the show,
You
you
said
still
you
don't.
did. You said you
see it
did.
I only know
everywhere.
Young
We're
Spray.
viral in this bitch. Allow it.
I'm sorry. I know it sounds
Allow
harsh.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck you three are.
You're not supposed to know me.
Oh, God.
I mean,
you know-
the honest truth is, I only know about Young Spray from back in the day.
Oh, mate.
Oh, Young Spray has
You
a
know what?
podcast.
Pick me up,
Blood,
blind.
the glazing
Only
is
know about-
crazy.
I don't know what Pinky's obsession is with actually thinking that he's on the same level as Young Spray. That's just not true. Young Spray is a media sensation. Like, he's been in the public eye for quite a while. I didn't even know who Pinky was until the RTM show. And to be honest, I still don't know. I still don't know who Chronic is. I definitely don't know who Annalise is. So I don't know why he thinks that this would be Rafool lying. At the end of the day, it's more understandable for him to understand, or know, sorry, who Young Spray is, rather than Pinky or Chronic. And he's just being open and honest. But Pinky really can't stand this because he sees it as an insult. He believes that everyone in the UK should know who Pinky Notes is when we really don't know who he is at all. And this just really gets him set. Like I said, he's triggered. He's in a position where he feels, very uncomfortable with the fact that a co-host is allowing, the co-host and the guest are allowing him to be bullied. And he even questions Young Spray about his authority and about how he's not backing him. And he feels that Chronic also isn't helping him out at all either.
So he's siding with Gabinti.
I'm
You're
siding with
crying.
Gabinti.
You're
asked
crying.
you-
I'm
You're
with
crying.
Gabinti.
I
I'm with Gabinti.
asked you a
Even they
question.
don't know me.
That's why I don't back him. That's why I don't back him.
Ah, this is why I don't back
I don't want to be backed. I'm with Gabinti.
It's a lie.
I guarantee I came here in a car that's better than your
Melissa.
car. How about that?
Does he drive?
I guarantee I came here in a car better than your
What
car. How
car
about that?
what car does
How
he
about
He's
that?
in range.
Huh?
What car does he drive?
He's never
like a
given-
Mac,
If he did,
innit?
then
In the
yes,
range
I'm
still.
my bad.
A Mac.
Yeah,
What
my bad.
No, but I'm saying.
What car does he drive?
No.
What car does he drive?
It's like a Merc, innit?
No, he's in the range.
It's like a Merc?
No,
It's a Mac.
his car's better still.
There's cars,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
cars
him.
better.
I get him.
All
What
I'm
car do
saying,
you drive?
to you is,
A range. You put.
all I'm
Is it
saying
real?
to you is, yeah,
What if I like them, man?
it's my range.
Yeah,
Is it real?
It's my range of
Listen. Hold up.
There's no houses.
Hold up.
He's
Yeah.
taking
All
his
you do
glasses
is
off.
own your own taxi bikes.
He asked me.
You own taxi bikes.
taking
None of them
his
are
glasses
bikes.
off his
None of them
mouth.
are
Sit here
bikes.
every single
None of
day
them are
on the
bikes. So watch
podcast.
this. We don't come here
Don't
every
do
day.
fuck all with
So
your
watch
life.
this. So watch this.
But you have the guts.
I'm going to answer.
to talk
I'm going
about
to
my
answer.
shoes.
I'm going to answer.
Are you okay?
I'm going to answer. Yeah. So
Are you
this,
okay?
this is what I do for a living. Yeah. This is what I do
I
for a
don't
living.
think anybody
yeah.
gives a fuck
I'm
anymore.
a professional.
Fuck it. I
I'm a
don't care. I don't care
professional
anymore. I
clown,
don't care. I don't
and I'm a
care.
professional waste man, and I wear a cloth on my head.
Professional
That's what I
shit
do.
chatter.
That's what I do for my life, innit?
Professional
yeah?
shit
I'm a
chatter.
professional
That's what it
troll.
is.
Top,
Yeah,
top,
I come online. I chat shit.
As you can see, he's asking Young Spray, he's calling out for his help. He says to Chronic as well, why are you not backing me? Why are you not helping me out in this situation? Whereas Chronic says he is not hearing it. Because of this Trillery situation, he's going to back Rafool and he's with him because of the fact that, Pinky has no idea who Chronic's baby mum is, but still wants to chat about them. And I don't know why this is, because it's just a weird thing that, Pinky must use just to have Trillery on his TikTok. Now, when we look at this situation, we think to ourselves, why? Why would Pinky get so annoyed? Now, Rafool basically mentioned about the Trillery situation, and we're not going to go into depth on that because Chronic is going to have his own episode in where he's annoyed by this fact. But this has also led Pinky to want to get at Rafool. And like I said, this wasn't the best option because acting and laughing about fake ranges because Annalise is there and we all know you lot are lovers is a bit weird, and trying to say that she has a valid point when you know it really isn't valid. When Young Spray has turned around and just told you blatantly he drives a better car than you, so you really can't have any chat for him, and he already told you he comes from a rich family, so this is normal to him. But yet you act like the question that Annalise has asked makes sense when any other time you would probably knock her down and act like she's a bit silly.
But there's living within your
Pinky
means
asks
and
me and
living.
say stuff like, where's your watch from?
You're thinking.
I'm like, oh, you want to draw me out? What the fuck do you do?
Yeah.
Do you get? So that's why I'm like, who the fuck are you?
I'll tell you what I
You
do. I
understand?
wear real Rolexes.
But you can't.
Let's start there. Let's start there. My B22s are real. Let's start there.
Drive? Do you have your own
let's
home?
start there.
Do you have a mortgage over here?
We already spoke about all of this.
I
And this is the
personally
biggest thing. Listen,
I
let me tell you something.
personally
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Oh, here we go.
Let me tell you
You're going to
something.
cry
Let me tell
again?
you something. No, I'm not going to cry.
gonna cry again.
I'm going to explain
I didn't even
something.
finish my point.
I'm going to explain you something. You
No,
see
that's-
me.
oh,
You see
here
me.
we go.
Yeah. You see me. Yeah. I'm a gangster in real life, yeah, and I'm a
That's
reformed
the-
character.
what-
No,
what-
hold
what
up,
does
hold
that
up,
even mean?
Hold up.
What
Let me
does that
explain
mean?
something to you.
I'm a
Let me explain
gangster?
something.
Now, if we look from this example, we can see that this has really started to go left for Pinky. Pinky has talked up all of this stuff and he said all of these things. Now he's put himself in a situation where he can't even prove any of the stuff he's talking about. So what he's turned around to do is start to talk about how bad he is and what sort of illicit activities he has done prior or currently involved in, and doesn't want to mention them. So he uses the route of not talking about his business by saying he won't talk about his business while trying to talk about his business prior. It's really weird how this show has really transpired and the characters have really found themselves to have their own personalities, and some, we don't know whether Pinky's lying or telling the truth, but from his reactions, it just doesn't seem like Pinky is very at ease with the fact that Rafool is taking the mick out of stuff that he says that he does for a living, and he can't seem to get it off his chest or shut Rafool down. And this is very unusual for him, unless, like I said, it's Young Spray or Chronic. Then normally he gets his say and then that's it. But with Rafool, he's really annoying him to the point where he just wants to turn around and tell him that he's doing illegal activities, but he really can't mention them. So he decides, the best option is to stay quiet. But Rafool isn't really trying to hear that. He has to carry on taking jabs at Pinky because, like I said, Pinky is the easiest target in the room.
Let me explain something to you, madman. Yeah. So because of that, I can't be sitting here discussing my financials, bro. Even though I'm a reformed character now, so I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know what world you come from. I don't know if you're 419 French family wearing a cloth on your head. You're going mad. I don't know what's going on. But in a real life, where we're from, Drive Molo, you're already the vibe. E117. Ha 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 ha. We can't be discussing too much about what's going on here. You understand?
Go on
You understand? I
didn't know who you are before the show.
I didn't know you either.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but you said you did. Why are you lying now? Why are you backtracking?
No,
you said you watched my show.
No, my brother
said
told me
you're a big
about it.
fan. You
My
watch my
brother told me
show.
about it.
Yeah, you're a big fan.
My brother told me
you
about it.
subscribe.
I never said a big fan.
Yeah,
I
you
could
subscribe
never
to my
subscribe
show.
to a T-Tower on the head.
What is he lying for? This guy is lying. This guy is lying. This guy bought tickets to my show. What's going on?
Now, the thing is with Pinky, when he speaks, I swear he forgets exactly what he said before, because Rafool makes a point of Pinky saying that he said that he does know him. Bearing in mind, Rafool is 30 and Pinky is 37. So for him to now act about the fact that he doesn't know him because Rafool says he doesn't know him is just a bit weird and just shows you that Pinky really can get triggered or feel like he's being disrespected when no one even means any disrespect. But because of his ego and the way he feels about Rafool in general, he's let this eat him up throughout the whole podcast. And every time he tried to bite at Rafool seemed to have dodged it and bitten back harder, which made Pinky constantly look like a fool. And I think he's watched this and probably thought to himself, it might be time to take a break. It might be time to reconsider his RTM career because he's not being respected at the moment. So hopefully him and Young Spray come up with a contractual agreement which they can come together and agree to not be disrespected. But I don't believe that Young Spray would want him there in that capacity if he couldn't use him for a verbal punching bag. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.